Yo, yo. How you guys doing? How's my mic? What's up, Indy? What's going on, Derek? How's your day off? Two-hearted ale. Sounds pretty good. What's up, D? Lisa? Reaching to my soul. Frank, what's up, Frank? Wanda, hey. Olivia. What's going on, D? Patricia. How's everybody enjoying their Monday? Mine went well. If you're wondering. What's up, Silent? Mary Queen, hello. This thing, it's good. Jill. What's going on, Jill? Thank you, G. And the diamonds. Thank you so much. How are you, Silent Susan? Thank you, Patricia. Hey, Vanessa. Oh, great. Hey, JJ. Shout out to Michigan. Hey, Purdue. Good to see you. Space Girl. What's going on? Shout out to NorCal. What's up, Tommy? Yep, CJK, know how that goes. Make sure you take time to get outside, you know? Take the rigmarole. Rigmarole? Yeah, that's how you say it. What's up, Copper? Good to see everybody. Welcome to another Sleuth Intuition live stream, guys. Nothing special, but it will be fair and pretty chill, I guess. I hope. Never know. Yeah, we got the full house. It's good to see everybody. Hey, big up to Western Australia. What's up, Whitney? Thanks for hanging out with us. Good to see Jinx, Teresita Hillis, Sally Hiller. What is up, everybody? You guys are getting hit with that snow, huh? Must be why it was so cold today. We're not getting any snow, but it definitely was cold as hell. How you doing, Mandy? Oop, upvoted. Hit the thumbs up. Unless you're a hater, then you don't have to. It's all good. It's just in your nature. Don't let me change you. Yeah, Jinx, thanks for helping out with that. You're pretty chill in the chat. Thanks. Okay, so how many of you have heard of the Winnick murders? It's a fairly new case. I mean, it kind of blew my mind. Who do we got showing up? Indianapolis, US. Hello. Alexandra, good to see you. Yeah, according to the poll, a lot of you haven't. So I think only 19% the last time I checked have. It's a pretty new case. A lot of similarities between this case and the Delphi case. But also, there's a little bit of the, I get a little Brian Koberger vibes. And I'll explain why. So what I did was I pulled about 5 different media clips. They're all about 2 to 3 minutes. Just so you guys can get an overview and kind of see what I seen earlier today. Then I pulled an article from the Daily Beast that I thought was interesting. It's kind of a follow-up a couple weeks after the mainstream reporting came out. I pulled a couple photos, and that'll be, and then we'll kind of open it up for discussion on the case. And then what I have planned for Delphi, of course, the updates with the county and the jury, and where they will be selecting a jury from, or where they're able to. I went and pulled some of the radio chatter. So we're going to do some theorizing while we listen to that. Then I want to revisit the whole Vegas stuff. The moment they raided Kegan's home, and then some of the documents after in the interview transcript where they talk about meeting somebody. Because I was going over the PCA from when they served a search warrant back in February 2017 on Kegan Kline. And it kind of coincides. It kind of gives you a little more information on what was going on with the discussion about Las Vegas. They give you more specifics about the kind of phone and what was going on with this phone. And we're not going to go over all of it. We're just going to go over some highlighted sections. And then we're going to open it up to the chat. So let me catch up on everybody that's showing up right now. Let's see. Oh, we got Grunge. What's up, Grunge? All right, I think that catches us up on the chat. Let's get started. Very bizarre case.
The glow of candles lights the darkness on Price Court. The Winek family home boarded up after the fire set Friday. Investigators found the murdered family inside. 69-year-old Mark Winek, his 65-year-old wife Sherry, and their 38-year-old daughter Brooke. All 3 lived at the home. Riverside police say the family was killed before the house was set on fire late Friday morning. The suspect, now identified as 28-year-old Austin Edwards, a former Washington County, Virginia sheriff's employee, left with another teenage relative.
Man, I hate to say it, but the dude has that incel like look, you know what I mean? That I've given up on life. You know, now I'm plotting on humanity.
Police say the young victim had been catfished by Edwards, according to Riverside police. He developed an online relationship with his victim and collected personal information, then traveled from Virginia to Riverside. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office confirms the teen is now safe after a pursuit Friday afternoon more than 150 miles away near the town of Kelso. Deputies had tracked the red Kia Edwards was driving. Deputies shot and killed Edwards after they say he fired at them several times, even striking a SWAT vehicle.
I just want everybody to know how loving they were. They don't deserve this.
Saturday, neighbors remembered the Winnick family as loving and supportive. They organized this vigil to show the Winnick's other daughter support through this horrific loss.
To make sure that they have peace as they're going through this process of heartbreak and of a loss of not just one person, but three.
The family says Mark Winnick was a coach at nearby Arlington High School, a title he held for years. Several players and fellow coaches showed up at the vigil Saturday. What's become clear is the loss this community is suffering. They say the Winnick family legacy will live on to outshine the darkness that ended their lives.
Joins us now with that, Jeff.
So, Juan and Susie, we have learned that the suspect, Austin Edwards, had worked at 2 law enforcement agencies, and he started his most recent job just days before that triple murder.
Austin Lee Edwards.
This is Austin Edwards graduating from the police academy and becoming.
Yeah, wait till all this information starts coming out.
A Virginia state trooper in January. A department spokesperson says he resigned on October 28th. He had a background check before getting hired, and the department says he never exhibited any behavior to trigger any internal administrative or criminal investigations.
Lisa, what's a chin implant? Is that the Jay Leno? He needs a Jay Leno.
Then on November 16th, Edwards is hired as a deputy sheriff in Washington County, Virginia. Just a little more than a week before the triple murder and fire at a Riverside home. The department says during its background check, no employers disclosed any troubles, reprimands, or internal investigations pertaining to Edwards. The sheriff says it is shocking and sad to the entire law enforcement community that such an evil and wicked person could infiltrate law enforcement while concealing his true identity as a computer predator and murderer. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Winnick family, their friends, officers, and all of those affected by this heinous crime. CBS 6 in Virginia spoke on the phone with a man who said he's Edwards' father. During that call, the man apologized to the victims and their family, saying, "I'm sorry for what happened, and I don't understand it."
Damn.
And the Virginia State Police Department denied a request for information about why Austin Edwards resigned from that agency, saying it's part of his personnel file. Susie?
Allegedly kidnapped a California teenager and killed her family. 28-year-old Austin Edwards of North Chesterfield was later shot and killed by officers. Our Brendan King spoke to California police about this bizarre and tragic case. Brendan joins us now live to share what he found out. Brendan?
Well, right now, Cheryl, this story is making national headlines. Virginia State Police tell us the suspected shooter served as a trooper right here in Metro Richmond for about 10 months before he resigned in October. And then he got a job in the Washington County Sheriff's Office. They tell me they hired him on November 16th, just 10 days before this triple murder.
Austin Lee Edwards, a former Virginia State Police trooper and Washington County, Virginia Sheriff's Office employee, died in a shootout with SWAT outside of Los Angeles on Friday, according to Riverside, California police. Detectives say the 28-year-old from North Chesterfield drove 2,600 miles cross-country to the home of a teenage girl he met online. The man deceived the young girl, police said, also known as catfishing. They say Edwards pretended to be someone else to develop a relationship with the girl. At some point, officers say he murdered the Winnick family, the teen's grandparents and mother, before kidnapping the girl.
Austin Lee Edwards, Division 1, Henrico.
CBS 6 covered Edwards' graduation from the Virginia State Police Academy back in January. A spokesperson says he was hired and entered into the academy in July 2021 and was assigned to cover Henrico County when he graduated. He resigned on October 28th, but VSP would not say why.
That I've known her for 22 years, and they're just loving. And this is just terrible.
Oh, it's so sad. Probably her friend.
I just can't even imagine.
Over the weekend, loved ones held a candlelight vigil for the victims, who police say were found dead inside their burning home. 69-year-old Mark Winnick, 65-year-old Sherry Winnick, and 38-year-old Brooke Winnick, as this neighborhood tries to understand why.
It should not have happened. and especially to them.
And the young girl was that lady's daughter.
They love
So
their
they were
kids.
her grandparents.
They love their grandbabies. You know, they're just a wholesome family. I can't say that enough.
Just a wholesome family, she says. Well, Riverside Police in California tell me that they're working with the Virginia law enforcement to see if Edwards has allegedly talked to any other underage individuals. Well, from all the heartbreak and sorrow, Cheryl, the teen girl was unarmed, and she is now in custody with protective custody with social services in California.
He said other people, yeah, and that's why I pulled the Daily Beast article. We'll read that one last after we show a couple more of these videos. But yeah, he was catfishing somebody else, and he traumatized some other woman.
Shootout with police today. Detectives say the former trooper drove across the country to meet a teenage girl and killed 3 members of her family.
Our Cameron Thompson spoke with Austin Edwards' father by phone today, and Cam joins us now to tell us what he had to say. Cam?
Yeah, Bill, Candace, it seems the father has as many questions as a lot of people do after this shooting happened on Friday. And the person involved was a state trooper for less than a year, graduating from the academy in January. But at the time of these alleged murders, had started with a sheriff's department in Southwest Virginia. Virginia State Police say 28-year-old Austin Lee Edwards joined as a recruit in July of last year. And as seen here, the Chesterfield man graduated from the academy in January.
Austin Lee Edwards.
From there, he worked out of Henrico County, but resigned on October 28th. VSP would not release the reason he left because it was part of his personnel file, but add during his screening and on-the-job evaluations, there were no indicators of concern. Edwards was then hired by the Washington County Sheriff's Office in Southwest Virginia and started orientation on November 16th. That department says during their vetting process, no employers, including VSP, disclosed any issues or troubles related to him.
This was a horrific crime scene. It was a horrific crime.
Both agencies say they're now cooperating with investigators in California, as Edwards is the only suspect in a triple murder there. Riverside police say Edwards began an online relationship with a teen girl in their city with a tactic known as catfishing.
We believe that he was pretending to be someone younger, maybe a teenager.
Edwards got her ad.
Sounds familiar, right? So, I mean, this dude doesn't have to be local.
Press drove across country and entered the teen's home Friday morning, where he allegedly killed the teen's mother and grandparents, set the house on fire, and left with the teen, but police are still trying to figure out if she went willingly or not. The two were found later that day over 100 miles away, where Edwards died in a shootout with deputies. The teen was unharmed.
We don't know yet if the firearm he used was that one he used for work.
I just want everybody to know how loving they were.
Over the weekend, a vigil was held for the Winnick family members killed. Grandparents 69-year-old Mark and 65-year-old Sherry, and the teen's mother, 38-year-old Brooke.
Should not have happened, and especially to them.
Meanwhile, investigators say they're trying to figure out why Edwards allegedly did this and if it was the only time.
If there are any other victims who have had online contact with him, we'd like to know.
Now we reached the suspect's dad by phone, who said he was sorry for what happened and doesn't understand it, but didn't want to talk further as the case is under investigation. Meanwhile, the Winnick family,
you know, was he a pervert cop, or did he become a cop because he was a pervert to further his ability, you know, as a killer?
Said in a statement they're thankful for the love, support, prayers, and patience during this horrific time in their lives, and will speak publicly later this week. A GoFundMe has been set up for the family. You can find the link on our website, WTVR.com. Bill?
You know, kind of like Brian Koberger, trying to get jobs as security, join the police force. I think he was doing those things to make himself a more effective killer. I think might have been the same situation with this guy, and this is why I believe this is creepy.
And was actually very, very happy to have an officer living behind me. You know, I felt safe.
Austin Lee Edwards, the man accused of killing 3 members of a California family and recently hired by the Washington County, Virginia Sheriff's Office, allegedly catfished a teenage girl in California. According to Smith County, Virginia records, Edwards also recently purchased a home in Saltville from Jacob Gordon.
I had the house on the market for just a few hours, and you know, I got a full price offer, and you know, was told it was a Virginia State Trooper, and we went from there.
A deed for the property on Allison Gap Road was recorded on November 14th.
He was only behind me for about 8 days. You know, he was actually very nice, accommodating. He offered to help me on my home.
After purchasing the home, it appears he blacked out windows and put up dark curtains.
I thought it was really weird. And then, of course, the owner told me also that he required that they sent the video of the basement. I mean, he didn't see the property before he purchased it, but he required a video of the basement, which seemed really weird to us.
Gross.
I asked Gordon if he
Dude's
had
a straight
many
serial
interactions
killer.
with Edwards.
He
Well,
kept
would
to
have been, or
himself. He
is.
really didn't have a lot to say. I actually invited him to have dinner with me and my family one night.
Did you guys hear that? Before he bought the home, he made sure to get a video of the basement. If that doesn't give you chills.
And, you know, he politely declined.
Others in the area saying Edwards reportedly visited places in town wearing a trench coat.
I guess he had a strange presence
Fucking trench
about him,
coat
my wife
mafia.
said, so. And of course, the guy who lived in
It's that
front of him
school
that I
shooter
know, he
stuff.
said that he had a very strange presence, that the guy was very weird, creepy, kept in his house. He didn't get out a lot. Short time here. Creepy, kept in his house. He didn't get out a lot. Short time here. He'd already set off alarms.
Gordon still processing the news out of California.
Dream of, you know, even whenever I was told by police what had happened, I almost thought they were, you know, just messing with me or something.
And Hudgens thinking of those impacted.
I really feel horrible for the
Damn,
family.
he just
out
destroyed
there
a
and the
whole
people
family.
That, you know, that he affected the way that he did.
Reporting in
Like a
Saltville,
demon or
Virginia,
something.
Ashley Hoke, News 5.
This fucking guy, man. And then he offed himself when he was in a shootout with law enforcement in California. Teresita says, "Oh my God, first thought was Chadwell. Eek." Here, I'll show you my first thought. Chadwell was my second. But this was my first thought.
On its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
That's what I was thinking. Like this dude was prepping for real. This might not be his first time, especially if he's traveling across the entire country. He could be responsible for anything, any of these unsolved murders. Let me pull up this article. This is a real short one, but it's kind of a follow-up on some information they pulled up on him. This specific article is from the Daily Beast, but I found out the original source is the Los Angeles Times. All right. Austin Lee Edwards is his name. The police officer who catfished a 15-year-old girl and killed 3 of her relatives before taking his own life in November of this year had previously groomed at least one other victim, stalking and pressuring the minor for nude photographs. So that sounds very familiar, right? So let me read that again. The police officer who catfished a 15-year-old girl and killed 3 of her relatives before taking his own life in November had previously groomed at least one other victim, stalking and pressuring the minor for nude photographs, according to the Los Angeles Times. The 21-year-old woman, who was not identified, was 13 years old when she met Edwards, then 20, on the online messaging platform Omegle. The woman provided the Times with more than 4,000 messages sent in a 2-year period after the two began corresponding over Skype. There's that word again, Skype, reflecting a sexually and emotionally toxic conversation. And this is quoting him. "Yo, what the fuck? I said I wanted tits waiting on me when I got back," Edwards reportedly wrote in one message. The woman, then a tween, replied, "I'm sorry." In 2016, as she began to pull away from him, Edwards began suggesting in video calls and text messages that he was hurting himself. Over one call, he showed her an injury that matched details of a police report around that time that ended with Edwards' temporary detention in a psychiatric facility. The woman told the Times she'd only realized she had post-traumatic symptoms years after finally blocking Edwards. He did a lot of damage to me, she said. So, I mean, she could have been a victim easily. There's another image of him. Thank you, Jinx. So what do you guys think? I've already seen that. This was a picture of him. Looks like just before the murders. November 17th, 2022. I don't know. No, the young girl. Who are you talking about, Purdue? You're referring to the 15-year-old girl? Or this girl from the article? I don't know if she did or not. Maybe she did and they couldn't find him. He seems like a really creepy type. Like he could really be like could have been a serial killer, or it was. Yeah, this doesn't look like the home. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, if you guys could hit the like button, helps my channel out quite a bit. Algorithms and whatnot. And I notice it really does. Yep, Vanessa. I think he was a psycho that wanted to obtain power. Like, I mean, he's giving me all the vibes. I'm even getting like a little bit of Dahmer vibes from this dude. He's got the BTK going on with the uniform. Yeah, very creepy. Picture of his home. Got a close-up, I think. Yeah. So he darked out all the windows. You see that shit? What the fuck? Who knows what he was doing in this basement? And then he has another property, too. He had another property that law enforcement never even searched. I'm going to do a part 2 on this story, I think. I barely stumbled on this today. And why 913? You think that had anything to do with him wanting this place? Or is it just because it's so secluded? The basement and the woods in the back. Straight up Buffalo Bill status. I don't know. He seems like the kind of guy like the people were afraid of. Like, oh, don't make fun of that dude. He'll stab you in the throat. Tax cut, yeah. Makes it more effective, huh? Puts them in a better position to gather intel. Thank you, D. I don't know. I mean, a catfish killer, yeah. I mean, I'm getting those incel vibes, but who knows? I don't think all people that get bullied turn into incel killers, you know. Some people are have a little bit thicker skin and Just start doing push-ups and learn how to take someone's jaw. They don't all join the police force and burn somebody's house down. Torture dungeon. Send me a video of your basement. What's up, Jerry? Yeah, you're not doing anything good. Yeah, they're all blacked out. Look at that. Creepy. What a creepy little house. So you got pumpkins? Talking about the McDonald triad, Derek? You think it's a telltale sign? So this dude came from Saltville, Virginia, just to destroy a family. Look at this. He drove all this way. It's like the same distance of Brian Koberger. It's just crazy that people do that. I mean, how would you suspect if you didn't know any better, or if they didn't get any kind of tip-offs, or maybe he wasn't as smart as he thought he was, and they were able to track him, or they knew that he was there and they thought it was suspicious. But I mean, look how far he went. You would never suspect him. Let's say he stole a car or something and drove all this direction, did what he did, and took that girl, brought her back to, you know what? I bet you he was bringing her back to that freaking, to the basement. Oh man, that's scary. He was going to take her, because I hear these stories where these people, they abduct people and they keep them for years and years and years and years, just chained up in a soundproof room. I bet you that's what this guy was going to do. His own little slave. Ooh, that's awful. That's what he was going to do, huh? Never eat stuff sent by people in chat. Why do you say that, Tax Cut? You gonna try to poison me? Yeah, it was a cute house until I realized what the hell he was planning to do with it. Ruined it. Teresita says psychopaths choose careers where they can carry out their fantasies legally. Create a situation where they can do like a legal murder. I mean, he wasn't caught very long, not even a year. The triad. I believe that's arson, animal abuse, and wetting the bed after the age of 12. I don't know, Olivia. You know, they can't find a date, and they're awkward, and they're a little crazy, I guess. And they take it out on the world. But anybody that wasn't really suffering from, I don't know, he was definitely suffering from something. But people that have those same problems eventually realize, hey, there's somebody just as awkward as me out there. You know, you don't need to go chasing a certain type. If you're a certain type, find, you know, that type for yourself. Anna says, I could be wrong, but that starting point in Virginia isn't very far where Summer Wells disappeared, is it? No. And I don't know if he's just like a straight kidnapper. His MO seems like he becomes obsessed, kind of like Brian Koberger. He creates these online relationships, or attempts to, and then begins obsessing. So if the story was true from the Daily Beast, that's what happened, and he went crazy, because he was probably getting ready to do to that poor girl and her family what he did to their family. So honestly, I think that they were very lucky. So who knows? Did he do this to somebody else? Look how far he drove. I mean, if somebody was killed in Nevada, you would never know. You would never know. Yeah, Patricia, I think he did. Like, why would he need a video of the basement? Is that normal? I don't know. We don't have a lot of basements out here. What's up, Dave? Yeah, definitely. This dude was giving me some Buffalo Bill vibes. Hey, what's up, Jesse? Welcome. You're almost about the halfway point. So what do you guys think about that guy? That could be D. D says video to see the foundation is in decent shape, maybe. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Could be, huh? I went straight to Buffalo Bill, but I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't worried about the foundation, but he could be. I wonder if that's what a lot of people do. Like, hey, let me get a look at what's going on down there. Yeah, that is too bad. Because he probably has a lot more victims out there, Rhonda. I mean, people that... So he didn't become a basket case, He didn't be like, oh my gosh, I'm crazy. Become a basket case and then eventually, be placed in a hospital or off myself. He's like, no, I'm going to become disciplined and become more efficient. CJK says, I think there are way too many sickle pervs out there and will do what it takes to feed their fantasies. Yeah, you guys got to be on your toes. I read another article where they said he just walked right into the house. I mean, as the grandparents and the mother, you're like, you wouldn't even see it coming. And the child that was 15 talking to this guy is now being kidnapped and her whole family's dead. Like, she didn't know. I just don't know how do you prevent it? If somebody can answer that in the chat successfully, I may or may not send you a sleuth hat. Okay, so we're going to jump into Delphi. We're 30 minutes to talk about this. Let's see. Yeah, that's true, Dave, but do it after the family gets a chance to get some of that closure, I don't know if that gives them closure. I can't speak for them, but I don't know if that will. Yeah, Anna says just saw some old programs of Chris Hansen catching how to catch a predator. According to Wikipedia, dozens of these creeps were caught. How many more are there? I remember watching one episode and they were like arresting one, and then they had two that had pulled up in the front. So they had one in custody and two, and they were able to get all three of them. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, we'll start with the updates. And then we'll get into the discussion. So I pulled this video yesterday, and then there's another update today.
Is going to be used for jury selection in the Delphi murders trial.
So last Friday, the judge overseeing the case gave the defense and the prosecutor a week to reach that decision. That jury will then be brought into Carroll County to decide whether Richard Allen killed Abby Williams and Libby German.
And as soon as we get that decision, we'll send you a notification through our app. You can also scan this QR code. We have it posted here right there on your screen. And this way, if you use that, you can check out WTHR.com/Delphi to see our past coverage and get caught up on any stories that we do in the future.
Of alleged Delphi killer Richard Allen. Today, prosecutors and defense attorneys have agreed on the possible locations where jurors will be selected for Allen's murder trial. Allen is accused of killing teenagers Abby Williams and Libby German back in 2017. You may recall that the special judge in the case chose to keep Allen's trial in Carroll County. However, the judge ruled that the jury would be selected from outside the county. Today, WRTV obtained an order filed by the judge on Friday. That order says members of the jury will be selected from either St. Joseph County or Allen County and be brought to Carroll County for the trial. The judge will have the final say from which county the jury will be picked. We have much more on this new order, plus the complete timeline of the Delphi case right now at WRTV.com.
So this is Allen County, and originally it seemed like they were going to go south, right? Like near Evansville. But they went north. I wonder if they were just trying to hit those big cities. Wait, are there some big cities over here? So that's Allen County, St. Joseph. Yes, I thought the same thing, Lisa. I was like, oh gosh, that seems biased. Can't send him to his own county. Derek says mitigate is all you can do. Monitor online activity, cameras, motion detectors, Second Amendment, and train your mind to be aware. I don't think that's enough. That definitely is a good place to start. Anne says, since a lot of young people are looking to hook up rather than establish relationships, it's a happy hunting ground for creeps looking to hook up for criminal purposes. Yeah, things are different nowadays from when I was a kid, that's for sure. Now, this is Kegan Kline's probable cause for arrest, February 25th, 2017. We're not going to look at the whole thing. We're just going to look at bits and pieces. They will. They will. It's Allen County, the only Indiana county that has allowed cameras in the courtroom. Maybe this trial will be televised. Smart move. Well, it won't be in Allen County. It'll be in Carroll County. But the jury could be from Allen County. They're going to transport them to Delphi or Carroll County. 89 miles from Delphi to St. Joseph County, 95 miles from Delphi to Allen County. Hi, Beach. Good to see you. You're watching it in what? Fast forward. Yeah, sometimes you can just expand the jury pool. I think it's just finding a compromise. Yeah, Ken, you see people just walking into traffic, getting hit with cars. There was a very tragic story recently of a lady who fell. I think she was taking a selfie or something, and she fell to her death off like a edge of a mountain. Just broke my heart. It was a mom, a mother, a young mother. What the hell is a qubit? Boxing, they use the term stone for weight. Got to keep it old school. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Finds girls on Instagram and then tells them to talk to him on Snapchat. Kegan admitted to speaking to approximately 15 girls that were underage and advised he probably received pictures from every one of them. He advised he saved their pictures to his gallery. During his interview, Kegan stated he was fucked and he should have left. Why? Kegan advised he packed another bag and took it to Las Vegas. Now, why would you do that? Like, are you planning to flee? Or did you not get the money that you were looking for? Packed another bag and took it to Las Vegas. TK and Kegan returned from Las Vegas on February 25th, 2017. He stated he was going to leave when his dad was asleep. Kegan told investigators the main phone he uses was iPhone 5.6. So why would he do this? Do you think they went there expecting to get a whole bunch of money? Did they get a whole bunch of money? I mean, he was paying rent in Las Vegas and doing all this crazy stuff with his roommate. And I don't remember him having like a real job. Okay. And another strange thing is the locations of the images that he was trading. So the Apple iPod Touch. This device was named Kegan and was last utilized approximately. Look at this year. 2015. So May 30th, 2015, Kegan would have been 21 years old. So this is nothing new to him. 2017, you know, he already knows what he's doing. Did it escalate? CN Red Flags, what's up? Yeah, it makes no sense, Anna. Why? Like, what is he F for? He didn't know that they were gonna. You know, why would he even expect that they even knew anything about him? If he's not connected to the murders, why is he packing other bags? You know, why is he expecting to get his house raided? Come on, guys. It has a lot more information than what we see here. What's up, Don? Derek says, seems to me people who shouldn't have a bunch of cash in Delphi have a fistful of cash in Delphi. Lots of houses paid for in cash. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. Yeah, that would be the iPhone 5, his main phone. And then there was another thing I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Wait, let me do one more because that one pertains to the Las Vegas stuff. We'll do that one last. Okay, so an Apple iPhone 3G, another phone from back in 2015 with all this crap on it. He would have been 20 at the time. But check this out. There were no chat conversations from Skype or Kick Messenger recovered from this device that had evidentiary value. Multiple still images depicting females posing nude and or partially nude or performing sex acts on themselves were found. The ages of the females were indeterminate. Multiple users saved screen captures of conversations were found. In one screen capture, the sender specifically identified the receiver as Kegan. So this isn't any of that Emily Ann, Hannah Rostel shit. This is like, here you go, Kegan. What's up, Steffa? Good to see you. And then once again, look at the geo location that was in the metadata here, or they were able to recover. 27 images were geolocated in Indiana cities, including Bunker Hill, Galveston, Indianapolis, Kokomo, Monterey, and Royal Center. And then one of the other phones, they were able to pick up Royal Center as well. So I'm wondering if that pedal ring I wonder if these are the cities where we can find some of these people. Yeah, and do we know, did Kegan and his dad, did they fly or did they drive? Seems like they would have had to fly, right? Yeah, Jesse. Yeah, that's sus. Everything deleted from 210 to 215. Is that right, guys? That is 100% right. And it was on his main phone, the iPhone 5. I mean, there's no way that Kegan Kline didn't have prior knowledge. But what was he doing in Vegas? Okay, so this is the phone he claims to have found in Vegas. And I don't know how law enforcement even got this information, because I think he sold it. So I'm wondering if the person, yeah, I don't know how the hell they got this phone. From what I understand, he got rid of it. But it says here, this iPhone was named Kline Photography and was factory reset on approximately February 23rd, 2017. Okay, so this is extremely important. February 23rd would have been just a few days of them in Vegas. So they could have already done the deal. We know they were trying to meet somebody on Craigslist. He said it was for drugs. But if we look here, this phone was reset approximately February 23rd, 2017. So that could have been the day the deal was complete, if one exists, right? And look at the name of the phone, Kline Photography. Anthony Shots, you know? Kegan would have been 22 years old at this time. The device was not secured with a password or PIN. You know, he wasn't trying to keep anybody away from this phone. There were numerous usernames and email addresses located on the phone, including there were some chat messages recovered from this device from MeetMe, Facebook Messenger, and Snapchat. Conversations that took place between February 23rd and February 25th, 2007 discussed meeting people in Las Vegas and prostitution. Okay. Let me see what these we're going to jump right into the transcript. I think I only have three pages and a couple things highlighted. So we're going to blow right through this. Okay. So page 53 of his transcript. This is so people don't get confused when we're talking like, hey, Indiana law enforcement is really talking about the largest, CSAM ring that they've ever seen from his Dropbox. I don't know about you, but I don't take that lightly. I think that could be a big reason of why things are weird around this case and why we're all so drawn to it. And I have a feeling it's why the FBI is nowhere to be seen. I think there's some, I don't know. I don't want to say that there's corrupt agents, but read a lot of really shitty stories today that involved the FBI. You guys all remember the Larry Nassar stuff, right? I think so too, Teresita. Maybe even his brutality. He could, some of these weird sociopaths, they can hit a switch and then they're just, they try to act all frail. What's the name of that movie? Usual Suspects? Kind of like that. Remember he came in there limping, looking all frail. Come to find out, like, he's the main dude. He was Kaiser. Greenwood, Indiana, which is 20-minute drive from Indy. Derek says, like I heard the other day when he claimed he didn't try to meet up. Well, why only ask locals for naked pics then? Not only that, yeah, he was throwing out a big net, but he wasn't sending money to everybody. You know what I mean? There's just no way he's sending money to all these people he's catfishing. But he was specifically sending money to Libby. Come on, guys. I mean, it's right there in front of us. Yeah, I think he is a little bit street smart, just growing up with his dad, who seems to be one of those lifers. Okay, let's see here. So one of the investigators is saying, do not have a Dropbox now, you're saying? Like, basically, now you're trying to tell me you don't have a Dropbox? Kegan says, I have a Dropbox, not that I would send nudes and shit through. A lot of people have Dropboxes. Are people that communicated with you or you shared images through your Dropbox link? Yeah, no. We start looking at those people and it just freaking spirals out of control to this major CSAM ring. Like, what does that mean? Absolutely. And you even had it to the point where you were, to when you're getting this child porn, you're sharing it with your Emily Ann account, to your Kegan Kline, and then to your Kegan Kline Dropbox account. Why are you doing that? I wonder if he was making money doing this shit. You can't tell me that the guy that you randomly lived with for a month knows your Dropbox password, knows your phone password. He says, I lived with him for a month. And then, you also use your primary phone and you don't all the CSAM on it. Yeah, see, so his main phone, he doesn't really do all that stuff. He uses burner phones. Really, I swear to God, no, I guess technically is anything under 18. So this is where he's trying to play dumb. Oh, well, she was 17. I mean, she's not really a child. I was 20. It's only a couple years, trying to play stupid. And then his old roommate, DH don't have no weed. Wait, what was this one titled? Hold on. I can't see him. So this is page 169. Further into the interview. Says, my old roommate don't have any weed, and I really don't. You said he sells you weed. Yeah, but I'm saying but you associate with him, and okay, well, an ounce is a lot different than a pound. The cops aren't going to come raid his house over 1 ounce of weed. If he's selling weed, absolutely. Okay, well, you guys need something better to do if you're raiding people's houses for an ounce of weed. So he just gets 1 ounce, he gets it and puts it on the table and goes, that's for Kegan. 1 ounce. That's how I'm going to make money as a drug dealer. I'm going to sell 1 ounce to Kegan Kline. Did I say that? You said only all he has is 1 ounce of weed. What I'm saying is a small-time drug dealer is a lot different than someone selling pounds of weed. That's a big difference. Then why were you good friends with him? Well, why do you think I had no job? Put this together. You know what I mean? So he's trying to tell them, see, this is where I think Kegan thinks they know he met somebody. But I think later on he realizes that law enforcement doesn't even know that he was trying to meet somebody. So you got right here the investigators. We have the day that you gave your polygraph and your interview. You were steadfast. I met them in the beginning of February, like the 1st or 2nd. You were steadfast on that. You never came off of that. I never spoke to her beyond February 1st or 2nd. And the guy says, look, we know you spoke to her the day she was murdered. You said absolutely not. I blocked her. She was annoying me after the 1st or 2nd, right? You have these images. You saying that's not, that's a nude. What are you for? Basically saying, that's not a nude. What are you good for? We have these grooming pictures. We have the money, the Anthony Shots money account going to her, right? So it starts to stack up a while. All right. I feel like I skipped something. Oh, I did. I didn't put one in here. Let me find that real quick. Glad I labeled all these. It's just so many. Here it is. Okay, so this was page 174. He says, what were you doing? What were you meeting the guy for drugs for? See, he thought they already knew this, but they didn't. So he's trying to foreshadow or throw his friend under the bus. So when they bring up the fact that he was meeting somebody from quote unquote Craigslist, he'd be like, well, yeah, that's what I was doing. But I don't think they had any clue. So I hope they really did follow up on this, or they really did know. But he says, you said you talked to, he said to sell weed. So he's like, yeah, to sell weed. I talked to him about, and he's talking about his other drug dealer friend. I think it's what? KT are the initials. He said, so why do you bring up KT? I met that guy to talk about weed to KT. I couldn't find it from that guy. He didn't have what he needed. This is literally, I don't know anything. Like, I was supposed to make thousands of dollars by finding him that weed. That's it. I'm not talking about the weed anymore. I think I went too far. Oh, there it is. Oh, because I couldn't get it. I met up with that guy. That's the guy I could find. I met him on Craigslist. So the phone that he's factory resetting in Las Vegas is the same phone he's trying to meet these guys on. I think he had another burner Samsung phone. So why is he meeting people? We know by him coming back saying that he was fucked, he packed another bag, and he should have bailed out. Maybe they didn't get the money. Maybe they got catfished, to do this horrible crime and maybe film it live on like that Yellow app or that Yubo app. And they were expecting to get paid for it. Or they were actually trying to sell physical, maybe photos or video. Hey, we got a new member, Danielle. Welcome. We actually have a meeting tomorrow. So what do you guys think about this? I mean, is this proof? Is this proof that he's involved and then also the Vegas trip has something to do with it? And do we know if he flew? You don't think so, Lisa? Why would he be effed? Why is he coming back from Las Vegas expecting to have his home raided? If he's not involved in the murders and he's just catfishing, he should 100% not expect any repercussions. But no, that account was talking to her that day. To me, it's pretty clear. I mean, it's not 100%, but I mean, I don't think it gets any clearer. Yeah, Jesse could have got catfished. But I have this feeling that because they had connections in Las Vegas. So if they have connections and there's this underground and they're connected to this large, pedo ring, maybe they got connection to some really bad people. And somebody from Vegas, calls up somebody, says, hey, if you guys do this, this, and that, I can move it for you. There's big money to be made. And for whatever reason, I think they did this and either photos or video was taken. But I think that Las Vegas trip is 100% tied into the motive with this crime and the whole pedo ring situation. So I'm going to go through the chat and we're going to start to close her out. We're already over the hour mark. Sorry, guys. We'll play the outro twice. So that's going to be about 6 minutes. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments about what we talked about. Yeah, I think he's just playing dumb. Beach Fairy says it's the moments where he seems confused that make me think it's not all him. KK is involved somehow. His talking deliberate is not coincidence. I agree. Not by a long shot. I don't think they talked that specific day either. I think it's possible the killer did. Both killers. Kegan could have walked away by then. Bono, hello. I was listening to a KK interview. He's definitely covering for his dad. Maybe, or somebody. I don't see anything that points directly to TK yet. But it's definitely on the list. And, you know, of interested parties. Interesting parties. Thank you, CKKB as well. Yeah, maybe he did find out he can make a lot of cash. If he's tied to this huge photo ring, maybe he has contact like that. I mean, that's a good deal, right? Obviously, it doesn't continue to that stage, you know. They trusted him. They knew he was Thank you, Jeff. Good to see you as well. Thank you, Olivia. Thumbs up, it's good. Always good to see you. Yeah, more possible. That's on the left-hand side. Hi, Grace. Have a good night, too. Alright, guys. That's all my time. Nothing downstairs. I gotta rush. So if you're part of the replay crew,